Joining us now, Congressman Dan Bishop from House Judiciary, along with Heritage Foundation Research Fellow, former top Facebook and Pentagon analyst, Kara Frederick. Kara also served in Afghanistan. It's great to have you both on. Thanks for spending time with us. First to you, Congressman. If he takes over Twitter, what happens to the national conversation in America?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. The developments we've seen over the last couple of weeks and then the last day are a masterstroke by Elon Musk, and it's nice to see someone who has those resources, who believes that robust free speech is more valuable than control of our thoughts by a ministry of truth that sits in a private company out in Silicon Valley.
Kara, to the congressman's point, the irony is pretty rich. The far left, they claim Musk is endangering free speech. On the same day, it's revealed the Brooklyn subway shooter posted for years on Facebook and YouTube this racist violence, these posts to literally kill people who disagree with him. It's unclear if YouTube or Facebook red flagged that to authorities, but what's your take on this?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the hypocrisy is just dripping here. I mean, I'd really like to be a fly on the wall right now. There's a Twitter all hands that started at 5 p.m. Eastern time, and they're melting down, at least publicly on Twitter right now. I wonder what they're saying inside. But that hypocrisy, apparently you can talk about anything you want, killing white people, all the racist hatred that you talked about, but you can't reference studies to natural immunity. You can't talk about the Hunter Biden laptop. You can't talk about all sorts of things that are normal and natural for us to have a free and open discourse in our society. So they're not even hiding it anymore at this point. And that shooter, that is a massive issue of misplaced priorities. Facebook is going after moms and people who are just speaking out at school board meetings and recording it, and yet they allow this to persist on their platform, not to mention the CCP, Taliban, the president of Russia still has an account on Twitter. It's a matter of misplaced priorities, and it has to be rectified. Hopefully Elon can cut into that.
Yeah, to Kara's point, Congressman, Twitter allows the Iranian dictator Khamenei to still talk about plans to kill Trump. That's what he's tweeting about, but Twitter allows that. I mean, but let's get back to this. Twitter keeps saying our free speech is in jeopardy. Silicon Valley, the media, Twitter says Twitter is doing, quote, content moderation. Scientists, doctors and politicians say no, they're suppressing us to push their far left point of view. So, when you see the Khamenei of Iran is still up there and more, and then you see what happened with Hunter Biden's laptop being censored by Twitter, also the Hillary Clinton Russian collusion story, all those stories were censored. Is social media meddling in U.S. elections?
To be sure they have, Liz. And I think everybody's got their own favorite. The ones that come to mind for me recently on Twitter are that Babylon Bee's website or account was suspended, and the libs of TikTok for some harmless humor on there. And as you say, horrible stuff is allowed to stay up. I think what it indicates is that we're on the right track. Those of us in Congress who have been looking hard, including Kara, have been looking hard at how we may need to act in order to get at big tech. So Elon Musk is showing you might be able to use the private market, a private investor with sufficient power, sufficient resources to get a hold of Twitter, but that's the small fry, Liz. You still got, as you suggested, Google and YouTube and Facebook, all the really big enterprises that seem to be able to do this with impunity. They did, and when they blocked Hunter Biden back before the last election, they blocked that story by the New York Post. Yeah, they interfere with an election. That's what they intended to do.
So you know what, Kara, to the congressman's point, what is Twitter? What are these social media sites? I mean, Twitter and other social media, they get government protection against all lawsuits to publish anything they want. It's a free-for-all over there. Newspapers, other media don't get that government protection. They've got powerful lobbyists and top Democrat allies. A free Twitter would mean a direct challenge to the people in charge of our government, many of whom are incompetent. For the first time in years, we could be talking honestly about our leaders and what's really going on in this country. Do you think they twisted the national conversation?
I think this is huge. I mean, as Elon Musk himself has said, this is the new public square. I don't think people can deny that. The influence they have, this is where the elites refine their thinking when they talk to one another. I mean, Ron Klain, direct power in the White House. He's scrolling Twitter, retweeting all day. So the ideas, this is like spaghetti on the wall for leftists. They throw their ideas, they see what sticks, and they use Twitter. It's critical. It's absolutely important. And as Elon said today, it is a societal imperative to have free speech. It is an imperative to a functioning democracy, and Twitter could lead the way in this regard if somebody like him steps up to the helm. But we can't necessarily just clone him.
I tell you something. There's this too, Congressman. There is bullying on Twitter. They all talk about content moderation, right? What a bunch of phonies. Meghan McCain tweeting about the hypocrisy of not just silencing conservatives. She gets harassed online all the time. Physical threats. Fox News and Fox Business anchors get physical threats all the time. And now we've got Mark Cuban. He's saying, well, Musk, maybe his plan B is team up with PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel to really go after Twitter and buy him out. That would make the far left really go crazy. But speak to us about how they claim content moderation when we get physical threats all the time on Twitter and they do nothing about it.
It is a euphemism, and it's a language they can cloak what is actually censorship by any other word name, and that's what they intend to do. It is ideological, and again, what makes Elon Musk a hero to many is he's putting them on the horns of the dilemma. That free speech that is robust and open and not censored is a more valuable economic prospect.
I'll tell you, it's appalling what's going on in this country with Twitter, with Facebook, and with big tech and social media. The fact that they allow what's going on is just so dangerous to the national discourse. And Congressman Dan Bishop and Kara Frederick, you were terrific on this tonight. We want to have you both on back soon. Really enlightening stuff. Good to see you.